Hello everyone and welcome back to the Perfect French with Dylan. I will keep the introduction short. Today we are on chapter 3 of the French vocabulary course. If you have the book, page 33 to 41 and all the exercises that are included in chapter 3. We are going to learn everything about emotions and characteristics. This is everything that we are going to see today. All those points have chapters. So you can go from one to the other. You can pass if you already know something, if you don't want to learn about a subject. You're the one learning, it's really up to you. First, let's talk a little bit about les émotions, emotions. So we feel an emotion. It's called éprouver une émotion. Éprouver une émotion. Une émotion can be positive or negative. So we have les émotions positives, such as happiness, love, etc. And then les émotions négatives, la fatigue, la colère, ce genre de choses. Here are 8 verbs to describe your emotion. We are going to use often avoir de la or du, depending if the noun after is feminine or masculine. We can also have doubt, avoir des doutes. Éprouver de la, du, we just saw this one, so éprouver de la, du, followed by feminine or masculine. Être, this one we are going to use it with all the examples that we are going to see today, or most of the examples that we are going to see today. S'interroger, to ask yourself questions, so this is a reflexive verb. Se poser des questions is the same, this is a synonym. And then we have se sentir bien, to feel good. Se sentir mal, to feel bad. As you can see, the last 4 are all reflexive verbs because emotions are about yourself. Reflexive verbs. Make sense? Let's see 3 sentences with the verbs. Pour me sentir bien, je vais à la gym et je mange équilibré. Pour me sentir bien, je vais à la gym et je mange équilibré. Il s'interroge sur le choix de ses études. Il s'interroge sur le choix de ses études. Who doesn't? Il a éprouvé beaucoup de tristesse après votre dispute. Il a éprouvé beaucoup de tristesse après votre dispute. And I know that I'm going to get the question, so let's get it over with. Il a éprouvé beaucoup de. And I said before it would be du ou de la. Well, here we have beaucoup, which is a reference of quantity. After reference of quantity, it's always going to be de. Do you remember the grammar course? Now, let's see everything about la joie, le bonheur, happiness. Like I said, we are going to see most of them with the verb être, to be. To be happy, to be in a good mood, to be. Exact same in English. Nothing new here. The way that I presented it in the book, we are always going to see the adjectives, so after être, we have 2 adjectives, or sometimes 1 depending, but we have usually 2 adjectives, 1 masculine, 1 feminine. When there's only 1, that simply means that it doesn't change depending on the gender. Do you remember chapter 1? Chapter 1 comes in very handy today. Very, very handy. But we are going to take it a step further from only learning about the emotion with être. We are also going to learn how this emotion is called, or what is the word coming from the adjective, so the noun coming from the adjective. You are the one learning, you do you, but it's better to learn with family of words, and that's what we are going to do right now. So sometimes the definition of the noun is not going to match exactly the adjective, but you can see that it's really in the same category. I'm going to give you 4 or 8 for each chapter because there are a lot in the book. So let's see. The first one that we're going to learn today is être calme. Être calme. I chose this one as the first one because the noun is exactly the same. We have le calme. Le calme. Do you see how everything is related and it's easier to learn that way? Maybe if you don't remember the adjective, you will remember the noun. If you don't remember the noun, you might remember the adjective. So we'll see. Être calme. To be calm, to be peaceful. This one is very interesting. Être de bonne humeur. être de bonne humeur, to be in a good mood. The noun is la bonne humeur. La bonne humeur. Être détendu, détendu, la détente. La détente. So as you see here, we have a slight difference between the adjective and the noun, but still they're the same family of words. Okay? Être détendu, détendu, la détente. Être enchanté, enchanté, I'm sure you know this one. Être enchanté, enchanté, l'enchantement. L'enchantement. Être épanoui, épanoui, l'épanouissement. L'épanouissement. Être épanoui, épanoui. This one is the most common one. Être heureux, heureuse. Être heureux, heureuse. Unfortunately, there's no noun related to heureux, heureuse. So, here we are. But there is one for joyeux, joyeuse. We have la joie. La joie. So to be happy, and then we're joy / happiness. La joie. Être ravi, ravi, le ravissement. Être ravi, ravi, le ravissement. You have much more in the book. I cannot give them all today. Won't be possible. 3 verbs related to la joie, le bonheur. We have rire, rire, to laugh. Se réjouir, se réjouir. And sourire, sourire. Rire, sourire. Let's see 3 examples before you can start the exercise 3.1. Je suis enchantée de te rencontrer. Je suis enchantée de te rencontrer. Un bon livre suffit pour être heureux. Un bon livre suffit pour être heureux. Is that your case? Do you like to read? Does that make you happy? Un bon livre suffit pour être heureux. Je ne sais pas comment elle fait, elle est toujours de bonne humeur. Je ne sais pas comment elle fait, elle est toujours de bonne humeur. Exercise 3.1. Now the next point is all about la tristesse, sadness, la tristesse. The first one, être blessé, blessé. La blessure. So this one can mean to be injured, to be hurt, but in this case we are more talking about the fact that it makes you sad, not a very physical injury. Être déprimé, déprimé, la dépression. Être déprimé, déprimé, la dépression. Être perdu, perdu, la perte. Être perdu, perdu, la perte. This one, la tristesse. Être triste. Être triste. Very easy, this one. 4 verbs that we have to talk about sadness. Déplorer, déplorer, pleurer, pleurer, regretter, regretter, and se lamenter, se lamenter. Les enfants étaient tristes que leur biscuit n'était pas bon. Les enfants étaient tristes que leur biscuit n'était pas bon. And from one of the verbs, il regrette ses actions passées. Il regrette ses actions passées. Exercise 3.2. After sadness, we have fear, la peur. Just like in English, we can have different level of fear. We are going to see a few now, but we are going to see the verbs. The verbs are very useful in this case. You will see why. For the first one, être anxieux, anxieuse, l'anxiété. Être anxieux, anxieuse, l'anxiété. Être craintif, craintive, la crainte. Être craintif, craintive, la crainte. This one is very interesting. Être mort, morte de peur. Être mort, morte de peur. To be scared to death. So here we have 2 different nouns. We have la mort, la peur. La mort and la peur, both. Just like in English, to be terrified, être terrifié. Terrifié, terrifié. Être terrifié. And this one is also very similar to English. We have la terreur. La terreur. Once again, 4 different verbs to talk about fear. We have appréhender, appréhender, avoir peur. That's why I said that this one was very important. Avoir peur, to be afraid of. This is one of the verbs when we use avoir, we used to have, and you used to be. So, this one, be careful. Avoir peur. Because être peur in French doesn't mean anything. We can say être mort, morte de peur. We can't say être peur. And then we have craindre, craindre, and redouter, redouter. Mon père est anxieux de prendre l'avion. Mon père est anxieux de prendre l'avion. Ce chat est craintif depuis sa naissance. Ce chat est craintif depuis sa naissance. Exercise 3.3. This one you have to list what you're afraid of and what you're not afraid of. I gave you my personal answer at the end of the book in the solutions. So when you have to give your opinion or say where you traveled, what you're afraid of, not afraid of, I gave my personal answers. So here you go, you can see what I'm afraid of and not afraid of. Then we have l'amour, love. We have only 3, surprisingly, we have only 3 for this one, or 3 that we use the most. I didn't put anything that we don't use, because there's a lot of vocabulary we don't use in French. So here, I give you 3. The first one, être amoureux, amoureuse. Être amoureux, amoureuse. L'amour. Être amoureux, amoureuse. Next one, être fou, folle de. Être fou, folle de. And here we have la folie as a noun. But it's more as a way to be passionate about someone else. But it can also be crazy. It can also be. And the last one, passionate. Être passionné, passionné. Passionné, passionné. La passion. The 4 verbs for this one are adorer, adorer, aimer, aimer, chérir, chérir, and raffoler de, raffoler de. Let's see a few sentences. Si vous faites quelque chose que vous aimez, vous ne travaillerez jamais un seul jour de votre vie. Si vous faites quelque chose que vous aimez, vous ne travaillerez jamais un seul jour de votre vie. Certaines personnes sont passionnées par leur véhicule. Certaines personnes sont passionnées par leur véhicule. And the last one, être amoureux, c'est magique. Être amoureux, c'est magique. Exercise 3.4, very easy. You just have to cross a circle what you like, what you don't like. So you can see mine as well. And it's not that I don't like my children, I just don't have any. I just want to put that there because when I was doing the exercise myself for the solutions, I thought I would be seen as heartless or something. I just don't have children. Alright. La colère. Angriness. Do you remember that we saw être de bonne humeur? Well, now we have être de mauvaise humeur. Être de mauvaise humeur. La mauvaise humeur. This one is easy. We have also être en colère. Être en colère. La colère. This one is easy as well. Very interesting, this one. Être fâché, fâché. Fâché, fâché. We don't have a noun for this one. This is more of a very casual way to speak. Être fâché. Être furieux, furieuse. La fureur. La fureur. Être irrité, irrité. L'irritation. Être irrité, irrité. L'irritation. 4 verbs as well. The first one is irrité. Irrité is not going to be a flexive verb because usually someone else is doing it to you. Makes sense? But the 3 other ones are reflexive verb. S'énerver, you get angry yourself. S'énerver, se fâcher. Se fâcher is also to get angry. Or se mettre en colère. Se mettre en colère. To get angry as well. So here you have 3 synonyms that you can use, whatever you want. Let's see an example. Un de mes amis n'est jamais à l'heure. Ça me met en colère. Et il ne semble jamais comprendre pourquoi je suis de mauvaise humeur quand on se voit. Very easy. Exercise 3.5, you have to find the adjective from the noun. In sentences, of course. In this book, the exercises are very, very important because it really gives context to all the vocabulary that you see, and it also introduces you to new vocabulary that maybe didn't fit into any categories, but you have them in the exercises as well. La fatigue, tiredness. For this one, I chose 6 different examples from the book, 2 that are more casually used in spoken French, and 4 regular ones. For the 2 first casual ones, we have être crevé, crevé, être vidé, vidé. To be tired, to be drained. Personally, when I'm tired, I'm going to use être crevé, je suis crevé. Or, when I'm absolutely exhausted, I'm going to use je suis vidé. Okay? Now let's see 4 regular ones. Être débordé, déborder, le débordement. Être débordé, déborder, le débordement. Être découragé, décourager, le découragement. Être découragé, décourager, le découragement. To be exhausted, être épuisé, épuisé, l'épuisement. Être épuisé, épuisé, l'épuisement. Être fatigué, fatigué, la fatigue. Être fatigué, fatigué, la fatigue. And the last one, être léthargique, léthargique, la léthargie. Être léthargique, la léthargie. 2 verbs for la fatigue, we have dormir, to sleep, and s'endormir, to fall asleep. S'endormir is a reflexive verb because it happens to yourself. S'endormir, but dormir. Let's see a little story. Mes frères voulaient aller en randonnée, donc j'ai dit oui. Je n'ai jamais été aussi épuisée de toute ma vie. On est parti pendant 4 jours. Je suis léthargique depuis qu'on est rentré. Then we have the exercise 3.6 where you have a few possibilities. So here with vocabulary, it's really not to get you to remember everything by heart, it's to be able to find a word that is going to fit in a situation. But still you have the solutions at the end and the audio, of course. La honte. La honte is going to be very quick, there's not much to say about this one. We have 3 with être and 1 with avoir. So we have être désolé, désolé, la désolation. Être désolé, désolé, la désolation. Être gêné, gêné, la gêne. Être gêné, gêné, la gêne. Être honteux, honteuse, la honte. Être honteux, honteuse, la honte. And finally, the last one with avoir is avoir honte. Avoir honte. So, être honteux, avoir honte. Difference. 2 more points. This one is going to be the longest one of this lesson. We have character traits. So how to describe the character of someone. We are still keeping the same format, être plus adjective, and then we see the noun related to it. For this one, because the list in the book is so long, we are going to see 12 of them. And to talk about someone, to talk about how they are, we are going to say il est, elle est. Or, c'est une personne qui est. Okay, so il est, elle est, c'est une personne qui est. So we have être ambitieux, ambitieuse, l'ambition. Être ambitieux, ambitieuse, l'ambition. Être compréhensif, compréhensive, la compréhension. Être compréhensif, compréhensive, la compréhension. Être créatif, créative, la créativité. La créativité. Être curieux, curieuse, la curiosité. Être curieux, curieuse, la curiosité. We can also be an emotive person. We have être émotif, émotive, l'émotion. We can be énergique, être énergique, l'énergie. Être indépendant, indépendante, l'indépendance. Être indépendant, indépendante, l'indépendance. Être méticuleux, méticuleux, méticuleuse, la méticulosité. Être méticuleux, méticuleuse, La méticulosité. La méticulosité. Être responsable, la responsabilité. Être responsable, la responsabilité. Être sociable, la sociabilité. Être sociable, la sociabilité. Être timide, la timidité. Être timide, la timidité. So let's do a little thing in the comments here. Tell me one characteristic that describes you. So, je suis something. I will give you mine in the first comment. Let's see two examples. Elle aime parler avec tout le monde, elle est vraiment sociable. Elle aime parler avec tout le monde, elle est vraiment sociable. Mon employeur est compréhensif pour les jours de maladie. Mon employeur est compréhensif pour les jours de maladie. And then for this one, because it was so long, you have two different exercises for it. You have 3.8, 3.9. Last point of this lesson, les caractéristiques physiques. We are going to see 8, and then we are going to say how to describe yourself. So we have être beau, belle. Être beau, belle, we've seen that 3 times I believe already in this course. La beauté. La beauté. Être bronzé, bronzé. Le bronzage. Être bronzé, bronzé. Le bronzage. Être grand, grande. La grandeur. Être grand, grande. La grandeur. Être maigre, la maigreur. Être mince, la minceur. Être mince, la minceur. Être moche, la mocheté. Être moche, la mocheté. Être pâle, la pâleur. Être pâle, la pâleur longue A. Être pâle, la pâleur. And then we have être petit, petite. Être petit, petite. We do not have a noun from this one. So let's see how to talk about yourself, how to ask other people to describe themselves. If you want to know if someone is tall or short, quelle est votre taille? Quelle est votre taille? Personally, je fais 1m54. Je fais 1m54. We also can ask combien pesez-vous? Even though I hope nobody's gonna ask you that, I hope maybe the doctor will ask you that. There's no reason to ask that to anybody. Combien pesez-vous? How much do you weigh? Personally, once again, je pèse 60 kilos. Je pèse 60 kilos. You can do your description in the exercise 3.10 that you can do at the end after the example I'm going to give you now. Let's see. Je pense que le voleur était petit et pâle. Je pense que le voleur était petit et pâle. Les mannequins sont souvent grands et minces. Les mannequins sont souvent grands et minces. Do you remember mannequin? Mannequin is one of the nouns where the gender of the person is not going to influence the gender of the noun. I cannot find my words. So, un mannequin. But here, I talk about men. How do I know? Because grand et mince. If I was talking about women, I would say grande et mince. Okay? A little point of grammar just here right there. When you feel comfortable, you can do the exercise 3.10. And that's it for today. I believe this lesson is going to be probably again 25 minutes long. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to teach as much as I can. I believe the two next one are gonna be shorter. So next time we are going to see about jobs, les métiers. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, it really helps me. And I will see you on Wednesday. À mercredi.